Hey everybody, this is Mike with the Kettle Cookers. Today I'm going to be cooking up wings, and I decided I'm going to do it 3 different ways. There's lots of accessories available for the Weber kettles, and some of them work really well. I'm a big fan of some of them. But I'm going to go ahead and do wings 3 different ways. I'm going to use the Slow N Sear from Adrenaline Barbecue. This allows you to put the charcoal off to one side and then have your wings on the other side so they're not directly over the flames. I'm going to take the water reservoir out for the wing cook today. I'm also going to use the Vortex, which is a stainless steel, basically it's a cone for holding your charcoal, and because of the shape it really funnels the air up through it and gives you a really hot fire. And then you'll put the wings around the outside, so again they're cooking indirect. And for the third cook, I'm going to use Weber charcoal baskets. This is really inexpensive to pick up. I'll have a link below in the description. It allows you to basically set up your grill so that you've got heat on both sides and then an indirect zone in the middle. So we're going to cook the wings all 3 ways, see which way comes out best. I think it's going to be pretty close. They all work very well. You know, the Slow N Sear and the Vortex make it really easy to just dump coal into one spot. If you've got the baskets, it's pretty much just as easy. If you don't have baskets, you can just put charcoal on both sides of your grill and then create an indirect zone in the middle. So I've got my Weber charcoal chimney here, and I've got it a little over half full with Rockwood Lump charcoal. I've got my lighter cube going. I'll go ahead and put the chimney on here, and I'll give this, it'll probably take about 10 minutes to get going, and then we'll be ready to cook. Go ahead and season up these wings. With these wings, I see a lot of people, you know, like to take them out of the package, blot them really dry, put them in the refrigerator for up to 24 hours. I've never really bothered with that. My skin comes out super crispy. That's the reason some people do that. I just pull it out of the package and season it like I'm about to show you, throw them on the grill, and they come out really crispy. Cooking them at such high heat, the oils and fat in the skin really do a good job of frying the chicken basically in its own skin. So I'm going to hit this first with Boar's Night Out White Lightning. It's basically an all-purpose seasoning. I do like to also add a little bit of garlic powder. The Boar's Night Out has some garlic in it, but I think it can use a little bit more. I'm actually really interested to try out their new double garlic seasoning that they've got. I haven't been able to get my hands on it yet. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of Killer Hogs, the barbecue rub. And I'm just adding this just to give it a little bit of color. The Boar's Night Out White Lightning is a really white rub, so it's not going to give your chicken any color. The next thing I do, and I've skipped this before and it doesn't make a huge difference, but I think it helps a little bit. I've got an olive oil sprayer and I just give the wings a little spray down. And I think that does help the skin crisp up a little bit, but like I said, if you don't have this, it's something you can skip. Your chicken will come out just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and flip these over, get them seasoned up, and then we'll throw them on the grill. All right, my chimney with half a load of charcoal is done. It's going pretty good now, so I'm going to go ahead and dump it into the Vortex. I placed just a little bit of unlit coal at the bottom. It's just going to help extend my cook time a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that in. Spread the charcoal out a little bit. And then I'm going to put the lid on and let the grill warm up for a few minutes. Once that's done, I'll clean the grate and then the chicken will go on. All right, I've had the grill going for about 10 minutes now just to let it get up to temperature. It's around 450, 475. The grill will actually get hotter as it keeps going. So I'm going to go ahead and throw on the wings. I put a little bit of olive oil spray on my grates just to make sure the chicken doesn't stick. And you'll notice I'm using my Weber GBS grate with the center removed. The Vortex does get really hot. and can damage your factory, your stock grate. Some of the stainless steel grates hold up to it fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the chicken on, and then I'm gonna throw in a piece of applewood just for a little bit of smoke. And then I'll go ahead and close the grill. And I'm gonna let this run for about 30 minutes before I even look at the wings. All right, so I got another chimney going. It was just over half a chimney of charcoal again. I'm using Rockwood Lump. It's all going now, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump it in the Slow N Sear. Spread it out. I do have a little layer of charcoal at the bottom. Again, that's just to give me some extra burn time for these wings. And I'll go ahead and put the lid on and let this grill get up to temperature. All right, on the Vortex wings, it's been 30 minutes. I usually let the grill go for 30 minutes before I even look at them. That's the nice thing about using the Vortex and cooking wings. It's something I can just dump a chimney of charcoal in the Vortex, put the wings on, and let it go. I know a lot of people like to rotate the lid so that the vent's in a different location. I don't really bother with that. I also don't bother with flipping the wings. It makes a very slight difference, but not enough for it to be worth the hassle. You know, again, this is a really easy cook. Just throw the wings on, let them cook till they're done. Let's go ahead and take a look, see how they are. Oh, they're coming along very nicely. Looking at them, the skin doesn't look like it's fully crisp yet, so I'm probably going to give them another 8 to 10 minutes before I check on them again. Okay, it's been another 8 minutes, so the wings have been on 38, maybe 40 minutes. Go ahead and check on them, and they are looking good. Sometimes they take 35 minutes, sometimes they take 45 minutes, but I always cook these to the texture of the skin. They don't dry out. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. All right, I've had the charcoal in the Slow N Sear and the lid on, letting it warm up for about 10, maybe 15 minutes. The grill is up to 407 degrees. It doesn't get quite as hot as the Vortex. Part of that is just because I'm in Denver, the air is a lot thinner, so I have some issues getting higher temperatures. If you're at a lower altitude, you'd probably be at 450, 475 without a problem. I'm gonna go ahead and take the lid off and put the wings in. And I did go ahead and throw a probe in here so I can kind of monitor the temperatures. Usually I don't really worry about the temperature. I'm running the grill wide open, so I'm gonna let it get as hot as it gets. So the probe's in here just so I can kind of show you on the video how hot the grill gets. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a chunk of applewood again for some smoke, and then cover the lid, and I'll let these go. I'll let them go for probably 30 to 35 minutes before I check them the first time. Okay, it's been about 35 minutes. Sear wings, the grill has stayed anywhere between 400 and now it's actually at a high temp of 421. I'm going to go ahead and check these real quick, see what they look like. Oh, and those are coming along nicely. I'd say they need maybe 4 or 5 more minutes just to finish crisping up the skin, especially on these two. This one looks really good. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes and then we'll pull them off. Okay, so it's been about 5 more minutes. These wings have been on for a total of about 40 minutes. Grill's still running above 400 degrees. We're at 408. I'm gonna go ahead, see how we're looking. These look perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and take them off. Let me get you a little close up. These look great. Still plenty of charcoal in the Slow N Sear. These came out really good. The skin's nice and crispy and they're super moist on the inside. Earlier I talked about cracking your lid a little bit to get more airflow, to get your grill hotter. So I just wanted to show you what that looks like. All you're gonna do is just take the lid off a little bit. Not a whole lot. You'll see there's a little bit of an air gap there. It's gonna suck in air through the back of the grill and exhaust it through the front and just give you a little bit more airflow without letting heat out. If you cracked it more, if you cracked it like this, you're just gonna let the heat escape. Okay, for the third grill, I'm using the Weber charcoal baskets. I've got them on both sides. I've got a little bit of unlit lump on the bottom of them. And I'm gonna go ahead and add a little over half a chimney of lit rockwood to these. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add the cooking grate. I'm gonna leave the hinge sides up for right now so that way I can add a wood chunk for smoke when I put the chicken on. I'll go ahead and get the grill closed up and I'll give it about 10 minutes to just get up to temperature. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. The grill's up to temperature. It's holding right around 400 on the lid thermo. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a wood chunk now. Flip the grates down and I'll go ahead and get the chicken on. All right, so we'll let this go for about 30 minutes before I come back and check it the first time. Okay, we're 35 minutes in now. This grill isn't running as hot as the other two were. It was running right around 400 for a while, and then it's starting to back down a little bit. It's maybe 385 right now. Since I couldn't hear the wings sizzling like I could on the other grills, I went ahead and gave it another 5 minutes before I even look at them, because I can tell they're not cooking as quick. So let's see what they look like right now. And they're looking pretty good. I can tell the skin isn't super crispy yet, so I'm going to give them another 5 minutes and see how they look then. Okay, these wings have been on for just over 45 minutes now. I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off, see how they look. They're looking pretty good. Again, they're not as crispy as the other wings were, but at this point, I'm pretty much done cooking them. I don't want to overcook them and dry them out, attempting to chase crispy skin. I didn't temp the other ones, and I never do temp my wings, but I'll temp these real quick just to show you. They're at 198, almost 200 degrees. That's why I don't bother checking the temperature, because when you're cooking this hot for the length of time we are, they're always going to be at a safe temperature. So I'll go ahead and take these off. Okay, so to recap, I did wings on 3 separate grills. I did one with the Vortex, one with the Slow N Sear, and the third grill with the Weber charcoal baskets. The results did vary. I'd say the Slow N Sear and Vortex wings came out almost identical as far as texture and moisture. The wings on the kettle with the charcoal baskets, that grill didn't get quite as hot. So the skin wasn't quite as crispy. It was still pretty good. One thing I should mention is that probably you're watching this and wondering why I only used a little more than half a chimney of charcoal. The reason for that I actually found through experimenting a couple weeks ago, that my grills get hotter without a full chimney of charcoal, and I think that just has to do with the fact that I'm in Denver at over 5,000 feet, so the thinner air makes it harder for me to hit high temperatures. If I use a full chimney of charcoal, I think it actually is too much for the amount of air intake that the grill has, and the charcoal doesn't burn quite as hot. So that's my cook. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video. Also hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications down below. I'll have links to some of the items I used below in the description. And please, leave some comments. Let me know what you'd like to see me do in future videos. Thanks.